my name's Miraki, and I'm a senior at Niskuna High School. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about an experience that my family and my mom had recently. So I'm a child of two strong Ethiopian parents who came to this country to make a better life for me and my two little sisters. And they didn't do this to escape their country, but because they know that America is supposed to be the country of opportunity and that they're supposed to be free here. And they didn't come here thinking that the discrimination and prejudice that Black people in this country face every single day was something that they were going to have to deal with. They came here thinking that they were making a new life for themselves and for their two kids. And my mom is a nurse at Sunnyview Hospital. She works hard for my two little sisters and I each and every day. And she managed to convince us that we live in a town and a country where we've never faced racism. My sisters and I feel like we live in a town where everything's really great for us, and we see these things on television, but to us, it's not really something that we ever face and that we really have to deal with. But she told me a heartbreaking story this week that really opened my eyes as to what she and my dad really are dealing with. She was working with a patient at night that had been acting aggressively towards her for a while, but she really hadn't thought that there was anything wrong. But when she was just trying to do her job and tell them that she had to help other people at that time, the woman lashed out and told her to go back to her country with her green card and that she didn't deserve to be here just because she was a Black nurse trying to do her job. She threatened her with lawyers and with lawsuits for absolutely no reason. And my mom didn't tell me this story for a while because she didn't want me to think that she's ever had to deal with anything bad. And when she told me about it, she told me that there are other things that have happened to her and that she's seen this several times, but she does this every day just for us. And it really breaks my heart that this is something that she has to deal with, because I really think that I live in a town that, I'm really lucky, and I am, but I'm lucky because of my parents, so it's just really unfair that they have to see this every day. And my dad, doesn't drive fast, and he doesn't drive a Mercedes by himself because he's scared that he's gonna get pulled over. He's driven it, maybe a handful of times without me or my mom in the car because he thinks that he's gonna get pulled over just because he's driving a nice car in a nice neighborhood, and he shouldn't have to do that, and he shouldn't have to be hiding who he is just because of his daughters. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story. I think it's really important to understand that even though you think that nothing's going on around you, it's because people are trying to protect you, but it is very real even in this town. So.
Okay, so we only have a couple more things left before we finish up. Really quickly, Ayah just wanted to share another poem with you, and I hope you guys, your ears and your hearts are really open, because we're not just here to see a bunch of people, we're here to make a difference.
Hi everyone, so this next poem is entitled Black Girl Magic. We shouldn't live in a world where simply intersecting as both Black and woman is so hard. To do it is to possess magic, to be supernatural, to be the witch that wouldn't burn, but we do. See, our first hex is existing, as in making it out of our mother's Black bodies with air in our lungs, as in exiting the womb, as in that first defiant cry when we enter this world as if to say, I'm alive, your disinterest couldn't kill me, as in not being born motherless, as in doctors don't care about our mamas, too taken aback by a Black body vowing to spread more darkness. See, our first hex seems simple, like it shouldn't be considered a hex at all, but perhaps it is the most phenomenal of all of our hexes, the most unexpected, the most daring. It is a hex we perform in order to become a part of a world that don't want us, that won't love us, that will gladly chew us up and spit us out like black licorice. It is our first hex. It is far from our final. Our second hex is surviving, as in not ending up like Sandra Bland, or Rakia Boyd, or Maya Hall, or Ayanna Stanley, surviving, as in staying alive, as in no early deaths, no flowers, candles, and teddy bears, no pleading with the angel of death, as in not getting shot by police, as in not getting shot by police. You're too woman to be recognized when you're slain either way, as in Black women are most likely to be the victims of human trafficking, As in, the reason why is our kidnappers know far too well that if they got caught, they'd get less time. As in, the justice system doesn't value black bodies. As in, it works against black women. As in, black women are the biggest victims of murder, surviving, as in bearing the unbearable, as in making the 9th level of hell appear to be the first, surviving, as in scraping by on 48 cents of a white man's dollar, surviving, as in surviving the Atlantic, slave masters and 3/5 compromises, surviving segregation, surviving America, surviving as in being lucky as hell, being an anomaly, somehow fleeing, somehow escaping, somehow breathing, somehow surviving. Our third hex is the most difficult, the most magical. It is a hex rooted in resistance, rooted in resilience. It is the hex we perform in spite of the fact that they have tried to bury us, tried to silence us, tried to purge history books of our existence, tried to tell us we are unworthy, our attitudes too ghetto, our complexion too dark, our hair too nappy, tried to tell us Sandra Bland killed herself in that cell like we don't know. It is the hex we perform in order to avenge our fallen black sisters, our daughters, our sons. It is the hex we perform in order to reclaim our power. Maxine Waters performed it when she reclaimed her time. Our third hex is thriving, as in delivering the State of the Union rebuttal even after an election was stolen out from under us, as in sending a man to the moon even when we'd have to wait 40 years to receive any recognition, as in being told you aren't good enough and rising to the occasion, as in being barred so many times but remaining determined, as in being the 2 best tennis players in the world, as in being the most educated and most criticized First Lady, as in laying your life down over and over again and freeing 300 slaves, as in bringing a folding chair when you don't have a seat at the table, as in Phyllis Sweetley, as in Shirley Chisholm, as in Oprah, as in Beyonce, as in Cecily, Coretta, Angela, Nina Simone, Kerry Washington, Viola Davis, as in Shonda, as in Billie, as in Eve, as in that is black girl magic, black excellence, formidability, as in against all odds, against all expectations, against all rules of nature, against the system, against the church, as in we are magical, as in we are phenomenal, just like Maya Angelou said, as in I guess that makes us witches, makes us wizards, makes us magicians, sorcerers and healers, as in we turn everything to gold, as if our names were Midas, our occupation, alchemists. I guess we practice black magic. I guess we perform sihr, I guess we mix potions, I guess that makes our resolve unbending, our spirits immortal, I guess we hit different. I guess we got the sauce. I guess we're queens, empresses, kandakas. I heard that growing up, black women never had dolls that looked like them, so they plead with voodoo dolls instead. I guess they're right. We shouldn't have to live in a world where we need black girl magic to defend ourselves. But we do. I would know. I have it. Thank you.